Welcome to my very quick presentation on breaking down everything you need to know about AlphaFutures. The purpose of this video is to stop you guys from asking me questions because you're too lazy to search it up on their website and you're too lazy to ask them in their 24/7 Discord. So this video is for you guys to learn everything you need to know about AlphaFutures, as well as tell you guys why they're my #1 futures prop firm space, as well as many other traders who have started using them. Now, there is a disclaimer in this video. It is not sponsored, and I'm not getting paid to make this video, although I wish I was. I am not. I am simply affiliated with AlphaFutures, meaning if you use my code on any purchase on one of their accounts, I will receive a 10% commission from that code, and that is the only type of payment AlphaFutures gives me. I do not get paid to make this. They did not ask me to make this. This is because I get a lot of questions every day when I go live about AlphaFutures rules and payouts and services, and I don't want to keep asking them. So this is a very quick breakdown for you guys. Let's get started. You guys know I don't like to waste any time. The topics we're going to be covering is why they're my #1, pretty much all the rules on standard and advanced accounts, their payouts on standard and advanced accounts, and then some very cool services and cool features they offer that other prop firms don't. So why they're my #1. This is the most important slide in my opinion, and I'm just going to break down everything here very quickly. The maximum loss limit, which is the number that your account cannot reach or you blow it. It does not move to 0 when requesting payout. So in simple terms, you can withdraw payouts inside the buffer. You do not need a buffer to request payouts. This is for a standard account, which is their cheapest account. You can get up to 90% split. I think that's pretty amazing that they let you scale up and you can eventually get a 90% split. For advanced, it's always 90% split. They have the highest payout cap in the industry, 15,000, not even close to any other firm. They have absolutely dominated this realm. You can have up to 3 accounts with them, so that's 45,000 max per payout in total. The highest percentage drawdown, meaning they give you the most amount of money to work with to pass the account and in the funded phase. For example, Top Step 100K, they only give you $3,000. AlphaFutures 100K, they give you $4,000. That's 1% more drawdown, makes it easier to pass, easier to get payout. You can request up to 100% of your profits on a standard account. What does this mean? This means if you make $500, you can request $500. If you request $1,000, you can withdraw $1,000. If you make $5,000, you can withdraw $5,000. Now that would blow your account because you're going below the maximum loss limit, but nonetheless, you can do it. You have the freedom to do what you got to do, right? As opposed to other firms like TopStep, you can only request up to 50%. Now, I want to compare one more very important thing. On TopStep, for example, if you were to make $1,000, you can only withdraw 50% of that, meaning you can only take out $500, which is great, but you only have $500 left on TopStep. So if you make 1K on TopStep and request 500, you only get 500 left to work with, or your account is blown. However, on AlphaFutures, when you make 1K, you can withdraw $500 and you have 1,500 left to work with. That's 3 times as much. So you can really get rewarded for taking payouts inside that buffer, right? With other firms, you cannot. You usually have to build a buffer. They have end-of-day drawdown style. So firms like Apex, Take Profit, which by the way, I'm not hating on any of these firms. I think they're all great in their own unique way. Me personally, I don't like live trailing drawdown. I want my drawdown to be end of day. So on AlphaFutures, if you make $500 and then you lose $500 later in the day, it doesn't matter. Your drawdown is still the exact same where it was. However, on firms like Apex, if you make $500 and then you break even or you lose $500, you're actually down $500 or even $1,000 depending on if you lost or broke even, right? I don't like that rule. I think your drawdown should be end of day just like it would be on a live account. So to me, this makes sense. They have 24/7 instant support staff in their Discord, and I know that doesn't seem as maybe important for some of you, but when I say they're always there willing to help you, they get paid to help you, they're always available, they always reply to me. I've asked them like hundreds of questions for you guys, and they're always there available in their Discord for free. It's a free tool. You don't have to worry about sending emails. You don't have to worry about, some people don't even know how do you even get help from Apex, man? Where do you even go? Because I have never been able to reach out to anyone easily whatsoever. And it's kind of similar for TopStep, although TopStep does have a nice Discord. But AlphaFutures is very simple. They have a help section in their Discord. The mods are always there willing to help you, okay? Now, let's talk about the rules. I'll minimize my camera here, put myself in the top right corner. This is a standard account, which is their cheapest account. 3 account sizes, 50, 100, and 150. The profit target is 3,000, 6,000, 9,000 respective. So that's 6% profit target on all accounts. Max position, 5, 10, 15 contracts. There is micro scaling, so you can trade 50 micros here, 100 micros here, and 150 micros here, right? Your profit share on a standard account can go up to 90%, but we'll talk about that shortly. Maximum loss is 4% on every account, so 2,000, 4,000, 6,000. You can get payouts up to 2 times a week. To pass the eval, there is a 50% consistency rule. So similar to Top Step's 50K eval, you can only pass in 2 days. So if you really wanted to, technically you could trade Asia and then morning session, New York, or for example, and that would technically count as 2 days, or morning session and then New York, and that would be 2 days. However, you guys get the idea, right? It's 2 days. Consistency rule is 50%, so you have to at least do it in exactly 50%. Pretty self-explanatory, pretty standard rules for the standard account. For the advanced account, very similar, but the advanced account is slightly more expensive, depending on whether or not they're running a no activation promotion, which they are right now in June, by the way. So you have to make a little bit more on every single account size. This is due to the fact that there is no consistency rule on this account size, and the profit share is 90%. So obviously the eval is a little bit harder to make up for that. So the profit target's a little bit harder, and you have a little bit less to work with. But if you look at the 100K and the 150K account, you still have more to work with than most firms, right? So it's still a lot to work with. You can get payouts every week. So you can get more frequent payouts, no consistency rule, and 90% split. So you get these 3 benefits to trading with advanced, but obviously they make it slightly harder to pass and slightly harder to get a payout because, well, it's an advanced account, right? So let's talk about getting paid. Standard account, the easiest payout that they offer. It's so easy. The only thing that you need to request a payout is 40% consistency. So what does that mean? It means if you get a brand new funded account with AlphaFutures, that's standard. If you take 3 trades, $100 win, $100 win, $100 win, that's $300. You can request that money in your 2-week period. If you make 500, 500, 500, you can request 1,500 or whatever amount you want. It doesn't matter. So as long as you're 40% consistent, you can withdraw a payout. Now, there are 2 rules. 1, you can withdraw payouts every 2 weeks from the first trade placed. So every 2 weeks, you can get paid. You have a 2-week interval. It starts counting from the first trading day, the first day you take a trade on the account. So if you get it funded and you don't trade for 3 days and you trade that 4th day, that's when the cycle starts. It'll say it on your dashboard. Everything is there for you on your dashboard. It'll tell you how to reach consistency. It'll tell you how much more you need if you don't reach consistency. It'll tell you when your payout schedule is and all that stuff, okay? The 3rd rule is no trades within 2 minutes of high impact news. Now, hold on. You can trade through high impact news, but you cannot finish the trade or execute any orders within 2 minutes. So 2 minutes before, you cannot enter, and 2 minutes after, you cannot enter or exit, okay? So if you took a trade at 8:20, you exited at 8:35, you held through CPI, that's fine, as long as no orders were executed within 2 minutes before and after. It's very simple. They're trying to prevent people gambling from news, although to be honest, 2 minutes is not that much. You can probably still gamble a little bit CPI and then wait a couple minutes, but I wouldn't recommend that personally. But if you wanted to, I'm just saying technically you could. It's not that bad. It's just 2 minutes. There are no limits or thresholds that must be met for withdrawals. So there is no buffer. There's no minimum amount you have to make. The only thing is the minimum payout is $200, and you can earn up to 90% split, but you got to earn it, right? They're trying to reward consistency here. So your first payouts 70%, 3 and 4, 80%, and then payouts 5, and after you get 90% payout split, which is, I think, is a great system. It makes sense because the payout is so easy. They can't just give you all the money from the get-go. You got to earn it, prove you're consistent, you get paid, right? Advanced accounts, a little bit harder, but you get the benefits of potentially weekly payouts, no consistency rule, which means you can literally go for a 15K payout off the rip, and we'll talk about it. So the only rule is you do need a $2,000 buffer, any account size. It doesn't matter if you're 50K or 150K or 100K, $2,000 buffer. Now, it's not in written that you need a buffer, but the reason you need a buffer is because the minimum payout is $1,000. That's step 1. Step 2 is you can only request up to 50%. So since there's no consistency rule on the advanced account, they do have this rule in place where you can only request up to 50%. So if you make $10,000, you can request $5,000 maximum. So if you put those 2 rules together, you need a $2,000 buffer. Now, The only requirement for payout is that, as well as 5 winning days of $200 plus. Other than that, the reign is all yours. You can get up to 90% split. You can actually get up to 100% split if you get 30 winning days, I think. 30 trading days wins, you can get up to 100% split, which is quite cool if you're about that. And that's pretty simple, right? Not too much to talk about that. You can get up to 15K on the account. There's no consistency, right? So obviously they have these little bit limitations placed, so that, you know, they obviously can't get drained, because otherwise, if they don't have a consistency and you can request 100%, that's very not sustainable. So there's no consistency on the advanced. You can trade through news, exit whenever. There's literally no rules except the buffer and 5 winning days, and that's pretty much it. Okay, let's talk about services and more, and this is pretty much the last slide. 24/7 help staff in their Discord. They're very, very helpful. Trust me, just message them whenever you need anything. They will help you. Obviously, if it's an easy question, you can just search it up, but this video should cover most of it. 2, they usually have frequent giveaways and discount promotions. I do giveaways almost every week or 2 weeks. We're doing a huge giveaway right now, which ends in 4 days. We're giving away a full trading setup sponsored by AlphaFutures, and I think that's great. And then there's always discounts. For example, right now in the month of June, no activation fee on advanced accounts. I think that's absolutely awesome. It pretty much cuts the price in half. So if you're interested in that, right, they always run giveaways and promotions like that. There's Alpha Prime. Now I'm going to only talk about this a little bit. If you want to learn more, you can go onto their Instagram. I don't know if they have TikTok, but it's on their social media and in their Discord. They have a very big section on their Discord. Alpha Prime is basically a trading floor in the United Kingdom where you can get paid to trade on your account. So you get paid salary to trade there, and the floor is run by the professional trader who has so many years of experience, and he's really, really successful. So shout out to that guy who's running the trading floor. It's basically, you know, a trading floor. I mean, you guys know what a trading floor is. If you want to learn more about that and you're in the UK, you want to get paid to trade, and you get the profit from your trading, that is inside their Discord. Now, aside from that, most firms have a very clean dashboard, but AlphaFutures has a really, really nice dashboard, technology, reports, interface. You get all that stuff when you trade. They journal your trades. They have access to TraderVate, TradingView, and Project X platform, which is the same one that TopStep runs. So they have what is called AlphaTix, so that Project X platform where you can copy trade. You get access to the second charts and all that stuff, the copy trading, the risk management, the lockout, the personal daily loss limit lockouts, the manual lockouts, all those features, excuse my grammar, all those features are inside the dashboard, and they offer all those things. The dashboard itself is very clean. I'm sure you guys have seen it already. They tell you when you need to meet consistency. They tell you when you're eligible for payout. Everything is there, right? KYC, everything is very simple. They have multiple payout options on how you want to take your payouts, all the main stuff. So all that is really clean as well. Now, and that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys no longer need to ask me anything about AlphaFutures. This video should cover it all. Again, this video was not sponsored. I did not get paid to make this video. I'm simply putting this out there because I get questions every single day I'm live. I'm not joking. You can check the comments. Every single day I get questions about AlphaFutures, why I'm using them, what's their payouts like, their rules. And this video should cover it all. And if this video does not, you can ask them in their free Discord where they have 24/7 help staff. In a section, you just simply type a comment in the Discord and they will answer your question for you if you have any concerns, questions, or comments. And I appreciate you guys watching the video. Until next time, peace.